Why does one build a very crude dollhouse? To burn it down, of course. Welcome to 4 Mile Fire. Today we are doing a dollhouse burn. Let's first discuss what a dollhouse burn is and why we might do one. A dollhouse burn is when you build a fine little house such as this one, and then, as the burn part would suggest, you light it on fire. It's a fantastic teaching tool to show how a fire moves through a structure without the expense and risk of setting up a large-scale fire event for training. Your dollhouse can be as simple as a box or as complicated as you care to make it, with different compartments and ventilation points depending on what fire behaviors you'd like to demonstrate. Once you set it on fire, the trainer will move around and open and close various points to show how a fire might behave in that situation. Let's sit back and watch Cade demonstrate our little burn today.
We'll say this is where the fire is going to start. It's in the lower living room or whatever. There's a couple of doors in the other side leading into this room here. There's a simulated stairwell that comes up into the top here. There's going to be a door that leads to this room. And then in the back corner here, there's a room that's completely sealed off with no doors. So in theory, I predict that this room will be the last one that goes. I don't think there's any ventilation from the ceiling to the attic. There's a couple vent holes, like gable vents up here. And then on the back side, we've got, we'll call them a couple, maybe they're sliding glass doors or just access doors or whatever. We'll act like everything's kind of closed up right now. What I'm going to demonstrate is I'm going to get this fire going and I'm going to close it down a little bit. And we'll notice that the fire is going to die down. As soon as we introduce that oxygen back to it, it's going to want to pick back up. Okay, so we notice that the fire is kind of going right now, right? Yep.
Yeah.
Did you see it?
Yep. Yep.
So I just closed it. Okay, so I closed it off for a good 5-10 seconds. Barely, right? There's a little flame in there.
Yeah.
But you notice, watch, as soon as I open that door, you'll see that flame pick up. When that door is closed, it's really just smoldering. But if you can see it, as soon as I open it up, it'll pick up. You close it down, it'll go down. So it's kind of going. We're going to go ahead. It's like your wood stove. Now you've got an intake for your fresh air, your oxygen, and it's going to vent here. So then we'll go around the back side. We'll open up another. We'll give it a little more air. Now what's going on?
Now it's really kicked in.
It's really kicked in, didn't it? We're closing it off again. A fire at the incipient stage is going to take a while before it really gets going and does its thing. We'll close that. We'll close that again. Let's see what happens.
And is the front open?
We show up like the house.
Yeah.
Why were we busting out windows if that helps fuel the flame? So that's not our first instinct, is go out and start knocking down doors.
But there's reasons to do that.
Yes, but you do it intentionally.
That's correct.
You don't do it just...
And if you are going to do a ventilation, you want to let everybody know, hey,
Yeah,
I'm venting.
right.
So they know, okay, this fire is going to pick up now.
You got somebody
You see that?
Yeah, it's like it's almost out.
It's almost done. Out, right?
Yeah.
Oh, now it's picking up.
Did it go?
It's going.
Okay, so we saw it. No oxygen.
Yeah.
It's starving for oxygen. It went out. Or almost.
Away one side of the triangle, it goes out.
Yep.
I'm going to show you if you kind of half close that, but we can, you know, we kind of get the concept.
Yeah.
The more air that you introduce, the more it's going to be. So I'm going to give it some more. All right, so it's coming in and coming out. But this is the same materials that a lot of houses are made out of now. Is OSB and wood studs. And we can see how long it actually takes, depending on the materials in the house, how long it takes for the fire to pick up.
So if it had more stuff to like catch down there,
More fuel.
If you had the new couch with the new couch gusset
Right.
with the polyester and all the fibers and things, it would really start going. So here you got your typical ventilation, right? It's coming in, it's getting fed here, and it's coming out here. If you close this down, it's going to come back out the door.
So on the other side.
and it's gonna.
It slows it, you can tell it slowed it down too.
So now it wants to come out this way. As soon as you open this,
Yeah, yeah. It's pulling air and pushing smoke.
so I'm going to open some more here in the back.
Smoke is going
Oh, you are feeding that fire.
on that side.
Do you see what it did, right?
Yeah.
Starting to leak on the outside too.
There it goes.
So now, because the wind's coming around, kind of coming through the two back doors, coming forward. So then we'll close them. And now it really wants to come out the front.
Look at the prevailing wind blowing that way, and look what the smoke's doing.
Opposite direction.
Yeah.
It's whipping around, coming around the building. You got a wind current going. You can use that to your advantage. We don't want to let the wind come in here, because that's where it's coming. Look what it's doing.
Yeah.
It's kind of just swirling around. When he's gonna have it. So it's still, I mean, we still got some action going in there. We got some leakage through the soffits here. But watch what happens when you open the door.
Oh,
Look at that.
that's
Right?
that flashback.
Open this side to see if it'll bust through up the stairwell.
So watch what happens when you give it that oxygen again. It almost went out.
Oh no, here
No,
it
it's
comes.
back.
Did it go?
Don't worry, it's
So
coming
what did we
back.
do? We gave it the oxygen.
Yeah.
What do you do to check for a backdraft?
What do you do for it?
Yeah, if you think you might have to.
Well, in front of the camera.
You're gonna go through a door.
What you
Feel
do
the
is
temperature
if
of
you're
the
going to go through a door,
Feel the temperature of
right,
the door.
you're going to open that door, you're going to look at the conditions, and you're going to close it until you get ready.
How about if
The
the door is hot?
oxygen
Then
did.
you still got to go and try to fight that fire. So you're going to feel the door. Yeah, it's hot. You know something's going on in there. You're going to open it. You see it. You close it. You're going to open it again, and you're going to squirt water up there in a stream. You're going to pepper that. You're going to cool that gas down a little bit. So I'm going to close the back doors again, and we'll watch how this goes through the home. It's going up the home.
You gotta be down.
Because I don't have it here. So look at the color of that smoke.
Means it's getting more fuel.
See that dark brown right there?
Yeah, because it's
That's
thicker.
bad. So this is the smoke that can ignite. There's a lot of unburned fuel in that smoke right there.
It's burning.
Oh yeah, that's just gonna come through and make its own hole.
Yeah. It's gonna burn the whole house down. Ignite it. There's no way to put it out.
Candles.
There's no way to put it out. There's just no way.
Windows broke by itself. It's gonna go again.
You see that?
Yeah.
That would have been a smoke explosion.
Yep.
Did you see it puff out like that?
As much
Okay. Look at that.
begging for more oxygen.
Oh boy.
Wood burning.
It's not thick
What I'm
anymore.
trying to do, instead of letting it come out the front door like that, I want it to go through the home. I'm trying to keep that. What kind of heat transfer is that right there?
No, radiation.
Radiation's from the sun. Radiation heats.
Convection, yeah, convection.
It doesn't heat the atmosphere, but it heats the surface. Convection is when you hold your hand over a fire.
Isn't that just
You
direct
feel
exposure?
it, right?
Yeah.
Conduction
Conduction.
is molecule to molecule. It heats up each molecule and then moves through.
Yeah, it has its own. Oh, I saw a fireball.
My doctor's like,
Yeah, the lower level is too much pulley and block.
What it's doing, you guys can't see it, but if you come around the back, it's starting to work its way through the doorway. The doorway that's right here. And you can look in here, you can see it coming up the stairwell now. See it?
ooh, starting to come out the attic a little, the smoke is.
I know.
It's still there.
So we got it coming up the stairwell now.
Bedroom,
You notice still,
it's still in pretty good
it's
shape.
barely coming out the attic.
Yeah, it is.
Why? Because there's no oxygen in there.
So the more it burns, like it's gonna burn holes, the more oxygen it's gonna have.
So I'm going to close one of the back doors, let's say.
Look how thick the smoke is.
Oh man,
Oh, it's so brown.
We talk a lot about reading smoke, right?
Yeah.
So you can see that the lighter gray smoke doesn't have as much fuel in it as that darker smoke does. Woo! You see it?
Yeah.
There it is.
That was a flash.
It's like a firebomb.
Let's see if we can't get it to do it again.
yeah, it's coming through.
Except it does not.
So as soon as all that smoke was in there, just confined, it didn't have oxygen, but as soon as you opened that door and you gave it oxygen, you saw it explode out.
Firebomb.
Nah, it didn't do it again.
Oh, it burned all.
Look at the color of smoke here.
Yeah.
See that?
Look at that.
It bombed.
Wow.
Did you see it when you open the door and that flame comes out?
Yes.
It's burning the fuel that's left in the smoke. So this door is pretty much gone.
The fire.
I can't control oxygen anymore from that point. Are the back two doors closed or open?
It's always just
Okay.
doing a flip.
Crack one of them just a little bit.
Wait, I
Just
want.
crack one a little bit.
It is already.
So now what this fire has done is self-ventilated, right? It's burned a hole through the wall. Now it's feeding itself.
Oh, look how,
Now the attic.
look how thick that
Now
is.
that attic had smoke coming right
See,
out.
the attic's got a little bit coming out now. So look at the darkness of that smoke.
That's a big flint. Yep.
There's a lot of fuel in that smoke. We'll see if it starts flaming out that window.
There's some coming out that side here, right here. There's a pink floor.
Oh man, it's going.
So this is kind of what we were talking about in the classroom too. So if you're trying to...
Nice.
That was
That's a
like
flashover?
That was like
Smoke
a.
explosion. Now we notice it's already working its way over here.
Yeah, coming out here now.
So that was cool, that smoke explosion, right?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Comes that dark smoke that comes out of that hole.
Yeah.
There you go. Now that's fine.
See it? Look at it burning the smoke out of the window. It's not even fire inside, it's burning out here.
Yep.
I can see a lot.
See it?
Attic vents.
So that's the smoke catching on fire. You see it way out there? Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's.
So it's the gas that comes out and then the gas explodes?
Whoa.
There's particulate in the smoke. So there's tiny particles that have not been burned. And then they catch on fire when they get hot enough.
So there's no fire coming out of this window,
Right, just
but it's catching this smoke out here. Look at it, way out here.
I don't know why we got this district.
This flame is catching this material on fire.
Yeah.
Throw that in there real quick.
Then we'll get an explosion.
And that's also, Polly, why you want to cool the smoke if it's black and you're going inside. You want to cool it down so it doesn't burn over you.
So that's a great example of burning smoke. You can see the unburned fuel in the smoke igniting. So when you're in a room and you open that door and there is smoke like this all over the top,
Cool it.
You just gave it oxygen. That's when you get a flashover. Watch it. It's gonna go again.
Yep.
What not to do? Come on, watch.
Look at that swirl.
So nothing burning but the particles in the smoke, like Monica said. So you're a firefighter. Oh shit, we're coming in the back.
Oh, look how big the hole is.
Oh, there it is.
We opened the back door, we just got a smoke explosion. Right?
Yep.
This is ventilation, so I don't want that back here.
It kind of looks cool.
So Kate, in this situation, because there's so much fire outside, you would put the fire out outside before you open more stuff?
Yeah, this would be, nobody's going in this house at this point.
It's all defenses protect things on the outside like forest or cars or whatever else.
Other houses.
So
Other
protect
houses,
exposures
exposures.
and put out the fire.
Everybody join along with me. The roof. The roof is on fire.
I love it.
We don't need no water. Let them.
So I still bet that this room right here is survivable right now.
Is that the one that's completely sealed?
Yep. So if you were to attack this fire and you wanted to, and you thought that this was survivable, you could come back here, wet this area down, try to throw a ladder through a window or something and see if there's somebody survivable in that room. It's hard to say though. You don't know that it's survivable or not. We know because it's completely closed off. So you notice now, look at the smoke we get. There's not much smoke.
It's all burning now. It's in oxygen now. It's open.
Because this fire is consuming most of the fuel. It's a fully developed fire now. It's not incipient, it's putting on smoke. You can't really see it, but you'll notice down in this room, this is fully involved here. But as soon as you get up to the floor, it's not doing anything yet. Because it's got a path. It's going through these doors, up the stairwell, and into this room. So like we talked about, I bet that one room is still unburned. And I bet it will be unburned until this collapses. And I bet the attic's not even on fire yet. So now you can see the difference in the smoke coming out of the attic.
Yep.
It's a little bit thicker, it's a little bit darker, right?
Yep.
Building quick.
The fire's coming up the eaves, exactly. So now this whole room on the bottom is self-ventilated and it's pretty much fully involved all the way from the back door to the front door. This room here is still good, right?
Ooh, yeah, there it is.
Smoke explosion.
Good job, man.
So when you're arriving on scene, you got something like this. Things to be considerate of is where you park your apparatus, your engine. You don't want to put your engine where this can fall on it. Right? You want to be a decent amount away. There's a formula for it. I don't remember it right off my head.
One house length away.
And you don't want to park in the smoke either, because we learned that the smoke can catch on fire.
So the corner where the fire started obviously burned through the supports of the house. At this point, it's pretty much protect your exposures, keep yourself safe. You can still see the attic's probably not caught on fire yet. And I bet the enclosed room, there's no fire in that either.
And you should also keep eye on where your hose is, because it will melt. If you're too hot, you need to wet it down and move.
And what kind of heat transfer is that?
That's radiation.
That's radiant because it's not heating the air between you and the fire, it's heating your face. But this air is just as cool as the air not by it. So now we got that breeze coming into it too. It's giving it more oxygen. You see the fire activity pick up. Okay, that room is still there.
Wow.
But it's hot though.
So at this point, it's just going to burn down to the foundation, but I think that was a good example. We got to see some flow. We got to see the smoke with the fuel in it. We got to see the smoke with the fuel in it ignite. We got to start the fire. We choked it off with oxygen. You saw it almost go out.
Burn efficiently now.
So we'll see. When this thing falls over, I bet that room is still pretty much intact.
I bet $100. I bet
This side.
There went the roof. You saw the fire pickup. So you notice Dawson right there, right? He just used a little bit of water.
Yeah. Look how hot the edge is evaporating the water too.
And he let the steam put itself out, kind of. So for us, with our little bit of water, put a little bit of water on it, let the steam do the work. Give it a couple minutes, put a little more water on it.
How much expansion?
That room still?
What's your temperature reading?
I think that room finally got reached.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, it looks like it's gone.
There it goes.
I think that room's gone now, but it took a while. Wildland analogy, right? This fuel got preheated because of the fire on top. It took a while for it to get going too. You know, the fire's doing really good. It's consuming all the fuel it has. That's why at home, when you start your fire, the chimney smokes a lot when it first gets going. But as soon as your fire's burning well, you get hardly any smoke coming out your chimney.
That's true. Because the fire's burning the smoke.
It's consuming all the fuel it has.
So which element of the fire triangle are we denying when we apply water?
Heat. So notice just a little bit of water he's using is knocking the flame down. You don't need much. Just a little bit. And especially up here where we don't have a lot of water. Another thing to think about is when you're throwing a lot of water on a fire, it's 8.3 pounds a gallon. So you're going into somebody's second floor, 1,500 gallons of water. You don't need it all. Now the fire's already went incipient. It went into its fully involved, and now it's in its decay stage. You can see it dying down now.
Yeah.
It's running out of fuel. Throw a little bit of water on, not much. Act like you only got 300 gallons. Look at that. So you see how much effect that little fine mist had on that fire.
Yeah, but you're gonna be cold.
So the only thing that's burning now is where the water didn't hit. Underneath all that stuff.
But if you leave it now like that,
It's going to come back.
Look at that milk.
As soon as it evaporates that moisture out, it'll come back. Okay, let it go for a minute. So we kind of went in there, let's say we knocked it down, but we'll notice it's going to come back because as soon as the moisture gets out of that material, it dries it back out, it's going to start back up.
there it goes.
Now it smells like a fire you'd actually cook marshmallows over.
Right? So see how it's picking back up as soon as the moisture evaporated? It didn't take long. So we go out there with our engine 31, 750 gallons. We knock it down. Where's Tinder? Where's Tinder? Dawson's gonna go ahead and snuff it.
Thank you for watching the 4 Mile Fire Dollhouse Burn video. If you found this video informative and interesting, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to see more of our videos. Thanks again for watching, and you guys have a fantastic evening. Bye.